Japan, taking the international stage once again, and they will be up against my boys from RRQ. Now, going over to Sengoku Gaming, first up, Hells, you mentioned that Rush is definitely a player to watch out for.
Oh, definitely. And this is also a YouTuber. I watch his videos. It's such an incredible jungler. Like, he's so unbelievably good. He plays every single role and he plays jungle competitively. And if you haven't seen their games already, like, he's gonna surprise you. Like, it's every time the junglers. It's funny, right? Like, every time the junglers are so good. But this guy's also built different. Rush. Here you can see him on the Camille as well. He just makes the plays happen every single time for Sengoku Gaming.
Yeah, Stuart, you also wanted to highlight Rush and Hawk as well in the mid lane.
Yeah,
Another YouTuber.
Yeah, both Hawk and Rush, you know, the South Korean YouTubers, content creators coming into this tournament. Obviously, went to the Horizon Cup last year as well and showed that they can perform against these big, massive teams. You know, Hawk in the mid lane is more of a control mage in the mid lane, something a little bit different from what we've seen from other mid laners coming into this tournament. You know, he likes the Orianna, he likes the Ziggs, he likes these control mages. Ari as well is one of his other big picks, and Rush loves these hyper carries. He played 4 games of Jax in the Japan Cup final as well against USG. On the hyper carries, he likes to play aggressive as well. He wants to be the main carry for his team. And then he has Hack in the mid lane as well, kind of as that wave clear tool.
Now, of course, Sengoku is going up against RRQ from SEA. So they took 2 matches against USG, and they looked very, very strong against their loss to JD Gaming. I'm wondering if they can take down another team from the Japan region.
Right, and that's the scary thing from Sengoku Gaming, because even though you're a top 1 team, they had similar playstyles. Like, Japanese region just has similar playstyles, and it seems like RRQ figured it out. They have figured out the playstyle, so Sengoku Gaming is definitely going to have to change up some things. We've said this about unsold stuff as well. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sengoku Gaming matches up against a team that knows how to beat their playstyle.
Exactly, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be a jungle matchup, huh, Stuart? It's going to be Chaz versus Rush.
Yeah, Chaz against Rush, or should we say Chazix. That's the one. I was going to say something difficult. Chazix, I should say, yeah. I mean, Chaz on this Kha'Zix has been absolutely huge. You can see the stats on the screen now, you know. Chaz has really, really stepped up to his game, you know, with Helios in the mid lane as well. I think this matchup is going to be really, really good. You can see Rafa there with his Chazix meme as well.
So cute.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful drawing.
So we're going to see if it's going to be a, what did he say? A sad 6 or a glad 6 today? Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see coming into it.
It comes with illustration. But Rafa's not here yet. And, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. I have never looked my boys look so good.
They look ready. These guys look thirsty for the win right here.
And I mean, Helios leading the way.
I mean, Chaz on this Kha'Zix, you know, overall, out of all of his Kha'Zix games, he's got 24 kills, 8 deaths, and 27 assists. That's crazy stats coming in for a champion and a player like Chaz. And I think RRQ, because they have the experience already of playing against the Japan 2nd seed, where USG, they were very grouped together. They were very grouped together. They were trying to get picks on RRQ, but RRQ played the map so perfectly against USG. You know, RQ rotating around the map, trying to get objectives through towers, through dragons, and also Rift Heralds at the same time. And USG love to group together. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, if Sengoku, if they learned from their 2nd seed as well, if they learned from USG, and if they learned, you know, this is how we have to play against RRQ, because that's the advantage that Sengoku have in this series. They've seen RRQ against USG. USG have probably come into it as well, and they've probably seen, you know, have they actually learned from their, you know, what they've actually learned from watching RRQ?
Well, I have this big smile on my face right now because I can hear the Pinoy battle cries going on behind me. So we are just about ready to step into this next series, RRQ versus Sengoku Gaming. Kangas, Omo, over to you guys.
Thank you, Mika, and everybody on the desk. Woo! It's already getting spicy up on stage. RRQ are throwing up battle cries against Sengoku, the representatives from Japan at the Horizon Cup last year, and also the region that has an opportunity of revenge against RRQ, who just took out their little brothers in plans.
Yeah, USG were rolled by RRQ, and now with the battle cries, RRQ are coming in strong. They want to 2-0 another Japanese team here.
And if we talk about honest thoughts going into this match, Omo, you do favor RRQ heavily here. USG brought Sengoku Gaming to a full 7-game series in their own region. Very tight between these two. And RRQ clearly dismantled USG last time around. So, it's a grudge match, but maybe a one-sided grudge match, as RRQ should still come into this one as a team that we expect to make it into the knockout stage.
Yeah, the stakes are definitely high, but I would say that on the flip side, one of the reasons why I think maybe Sengoku can make this a close series or even take it all, RRQ is a team which plays so heavily around your mid and jungle, Chaz and Helios. Well, guess who Sengoku star players are?
Hey.
Russian Huck, baby. They're back at it again. So if there's any team, if there's any duo that can take them down, it's hopefully Russian Huck for Sengoku.
And Sengoku had that international experience already.
Yes, they
like
do.
we had said earlier, they were at Horizon Cup and now at Icons
Oh,
again,
man.
competing at this stage. So let's catch up on some of the picks and the bans. RRQ going for that blue one, Camille with the Zed. The assassins coming through for this team.
I love how fast the picks are coming in from RRQ because this is such a quintessential Regum Qeon team composition. You have the Camille here, still a flex between Chaz and Devil J fits them very well. Zed for Helios, he is one of the, if not the best Zed player, I would say, at the whole tournament here. And of course, Maki on that Ziggs. It's something he plays all the time. It's something he is stable on. And Sengoku, they're trying to answer back with a bit of scaling of their own.
Going for the Corki Rakan Wukong. This looks a lot like
Deja
FPX
vu?
drafting.
Yeah, it is exactly the
I think
FPX
Sengoku were
game
doing
one.
their research. They were definitely watching that last
Yeah.
series.
The draft order has changed a little bit here, but these were 3 of the champions that FPX did use in Game 1 against Flash Wolves.
Now, can RRQ do what Flash Wolves did not? And that is win.
Win against
Oh,
these
Juan,
champs.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Just a full-on eye contact with the camera, the casters, everybody at home.
Alright, let's
Juan's
take a
here. He's here
look.
to
Juan is
play.
here. I do love Juan, by the way. Even at Horizon Cup, he was one of the more entertaining characters, I would say, on stage. He's always high energy. Hopefully we get to see that from Sengoku if they win a couple of team fights. You know who is definitely high energy, though? It's RRQ, the battle cries.
Yeah.
You know how exciting they play.
I don't think it's
love this
possible to
team.
match their energy.
Jerry Winley.
Maybe Liberty could.
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Brazilian
Yeah,
teams
I
could
think
match
so.
that. And hopefully we'll get a chance to
I mean,
see those.
I was just telling you, right, Kangas, we are at the casting desk. It's a little bit far from the stage right now. I heard RRQ shouting. I went to take a look because I thought they were just around the corner. But they're all the way on stage. We can hear them shouting because they're just that loud.
It's amazing when you get the loud teams in the studio because
love it, yeah.
it raises the energy of everybody. Garen and Jace band away as Sengoku now lock in the Lux, dancing, twirling on stage right there. Very strong pick. One of the ones that I have loved seeing bot laners pilot.
Yeah, we love seeing this pick. It's a great answer to the Ziggs. It's also a great fit in a team composition where a Ziggs would normally go. You have a bit of a poke composition, you've got dive coming in, you can back that up with the shields, with the snares, with the Lux ultimate coming in as well. Sengoku's team composition is very cohesive and it works very well. RRQ's comp on the other hand, it's not very cohesive, but it does one thing.
Sengoku, they have a lot of CC team fight engage. RRQ, they are out for your blood, man. Look at this.
They are diving in on you.
Yeah, I mean, the Olaf says it doesn't matter that you have all this CC. I'm just going to keep running in anyway.
Yeah.
The Zed can try and outplay some of that CC and dance around it.
Okay.
They have so much damage packed into this RRQ comp.
This comp just says one thing, right, Kangas? Do dive. We're here to dive you. That's static. I just saw that animation.
That was
The
a
way
sand
this team
punch right
comp is
there.
going to play out from RRQ, you have the Olaf running in front, you have the Set running in, leading the charge. Camille and Zed are going to try to come in from an angle on the sides. That's what RRQ does so well. Rusho as a counter pick here. We said if Sengoku has a chance to win this game,
Interesting.
it's going to need to come from Rush and Hawk.
Now, I don't have the stats in front of me directly, but I want to say this is the first grade.
I think it is.
Icons. I don't remember this
think
being
it
played
is.
at all in the play-ins. Maybe
Yeah.
we can get confirmation on that. It power farms. It
Yes.
is a very strong jungler when you can get it to the item spikes that you want. It's been played into the Olaf in past metas, but I
Exactly.
didn't think we would come back to that right now here at Icons.
Well, I guess one thing this Graves does very well in the context of this team composition is it's another champion that you front to back with. When they try to dive in on you, you drop the smoke screen. If you land a pick with the Lux Binding, if you land a pick with the Rakan, you just stack your collateral damage on top of that and you just try to blow somebody up. That's the goal here for Sengoku.
And fair enough, if the Olaf gets through all the CC, we'll just blind him, you know? Just smoke screen.
It's crazy that Ragnarok makes you immune to CC, but you still cannot see.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. I feel like
Kinda
they should
OP.
change that, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What's the law implications for that one, Kangas?
The Lord, his rage means he doesn't need sight. It's
literally
smell.
blind with rage,
It's
though.
there
Yeah,
you
you
go.
see.
Yeah. He's relying on other senses to get through at that point. But I mean, what's the lore implication of being able to like dodge out on like Lux's light binding, you know?
You're
like,
so angry that you can't get stunned. Makes perfect sense.
to one of us. Loaded in to Wild Rift right now. RRQ versus Sengoku Gaming for their first matchup in a best of 3, the Revenge Tour for Japan.
Sengoku, of course, gonna be trying to avenge USG Unso Stuff, the number 2 seed from the WJC, who got 2-0'd twice by RRQ. Now, of course, RRQ, they're not gonna let that happen. They've got a very traditional RRQ draft, exactly what you expect from them. We were just talking about this, right? They play double assassins, triple assassins. They don't have that many assassins this time, but they're all gonna try to dive in.
They have champions that can make action happen very early in the game.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So I'm expecting high priority for early plays, especially from the RRQ side. That means that on the Sengoku side, you have one of 2 options. You can either try and answer it, try and outmatch it, or just let your comp scale. Let this Corki come online.
Yeah, scaling is a very real option for Sengoku here. You can opt to trade objectives, you can opt to play a little bit slower, because your comp is good at getting away from RRQ. Good trades, very intense here in the Baron lane.
Low health bar for Devil J.
Yeah.
And I actually did just get confirmation, second Graves of Icons. It was played in
Close
Rix
enough.
versus T1. Still, not one of the more popular picks so far. So let's see if Rush can pilot it to success. Definitely a champion that was in the meta last time we saw him at the international stage.
Yeah, and for good reason as well. This champion clears so fast, does a lot of damage. He can kite out the Olaf, which is exactly what he's going to be trying to do this game as well.
And already these trades in the lanes.
Yeah.
Getting really aggressive here. Nobody's burned any summoner spells yet.
Really
but
close.
that might change here.
Yeah, really close, but we do see a bit of an adaptation. We saw this exact lane get played out between Ysera and Fado earlier today. Little difference, though, is Devil J took Ignite. He's trying to be aggressive. He thinks, I can win this lane, I can win this matchup, while Ysera took Barrier. Traditional Ysera, trying to play a bit safe.
Also the fleet footwork, so you're going to try and have that little extra oomph. Maybe a little less of that survivability packed in.
Almost sustain, right, as you trade.
Exactly, yeah. As now we have the push in from the bottom lane. Resets coming from the mid laners. I know I was hyping it up. Action early. RRQ have yet to find any early plays.
Yeah, both teams right now still a little bit slow, but we just saw the level 5 get hit for Helios, level 5 for Chaz, level 5 for Devil J. This is the timing window where if you want to start making plays, you can. You have the tools to. So I do expect once again to see RRQ 3 minutes 40 seconds to 4 minutes, looking for that play timer here. You've still got a minute to chill.
So that means that Sengoku, they can try and just weather the storm.
Yes.
Just play it safe, play it casual. Maybe look for the lanes that have some kill pressure. I am looking at this top lane with the Ignite, with the Cyclone setup right now. There's a possibility that Rush could find something if Devil J uses the hook shot aggressively.
Yeah, and I would love to see Uki did what we saw last game as well from Lei. Just roam up to the Baron lane, look for a play together with your Wukong. You cancel the hook shot, it's very killable.
Ooh, but Devil J actually gets the better of that trade. So Kai has to go back, grab the honey fruit.
Yeah.
We're getting closer to these objectives spawning, but still
Good
a minute
trade.
and a half away. Devil J.
Really good trading.
Yeah, this is a player that in the play-in stage, I felt like he was sometimes hot, sometimes cold.
Yes.
Didn't always win the laning
Not
phase.
just the play-ins, the whole split.
True, true. Not necessarily known for being like the prime carry of the team, but he shows up when he needs to.
And that's exactly what you want from a Baron laner. You need to show up when your team needs you the most. Wave's just getting cleared by Lux. Good trades yet again.
That's what I'm talking about. Rush could look for something. Cyclone popped by Kai, but he's very low.
Wow.
Devil J pops the Ignite.
Nearly
That
kills
actually forces
him.
Kai back. All right, well, Rush shows top lane. Trade of Ignites, nobody goes down.
Didn't even need to use the Hextag ultimatum, and he nearly killed Kai there. This is a matchup that has a lot of intricacies. When I use my W, when I use my sweeping kick thing, Wukong dashes in. There's a lot of mind games going on, and Devil J so far has been coming up on top of every single trade, basically.
Tactical sweep, giving
Tactical
poke,
sweep, that's the one. Thank you,
giving
Kangas.
sustain. I got you. I'm the
Yeah.
play-by-play man. This is expected. But nobody dies, and that's the important part. The big win, though, is Devil J has managed to get a slight gold lead, so that means they completed Divine Sunderer.
That's not even slight. 500
Kinda
just
have
from lane.
Yeah.
Well, but good item buys coming in from Huck and Rush. Survivability, the name of the game here. Bloodthirster and Hellbreaker.
So again, back to the Hullbreaker Corki. 3 games in a row in the group stages. Love it or hate it, it is the meta. And that means that Sengoku, they have this Corki with the package. Will be grouping up, so not getting all the advantage of that, but RRQ, they're just faster on the Herald.
Yeah, RRQ are going to get this one for sure, but Sengoku seem to be happy just to trade right now. And that's a fair call as well. You don't want to take the flip where you don't need to. Ooh, a bit scary.
That would have been a cute steal right there if it went through. Exhaust onto Helios. Death Mark used. Hawk actually just straight up wins the trade. And again, that's the Hullbreaker, baby.
Yeah. That's why you buy the Hullbreaker. We've seen this exact matchup get played out multiple times. Without the Hullbreaker, Zed just solo kills you on the side lane off cooldown every time you don't have exhaust. With the Hullbreaker, you start to win trades against that.
And they might just go for a dive on Exosin right now. Only has the Rocket Belt, not a lot of stats backing him up. Flashes to safety, and the Mega Inferno Bomb saves the turret. So RRQ, they get the outer top turret. The Herald pushes even more. They get 2 turrets. Do they get Kai?
Oh, second Cyclone's up.
Doesn't land the knockup onto Kai, and Devil J without any mana will back off.
And big win on the map here from RRQ, making a play in the Baron lane with the Rift Herald. They get 2 turrets, showing off why Rift Herald priority can pay off so well if you execute on it. And of course, on the other side of the map, Exosin, oh man's got hands, dodging out of the combo, coming in from Sengoku.
That was a precarious position to be in. I almost thought he was going to outplay it because he did have the showstopper, but didn't commit to the full play. We'll just say, nope, all I need to do is survive. I don't need to make the flashy play because my team is getting the advantage, and that advantage has turned into a 2,500 gold lead for RRQ.
All right, and not the biggest lead right now, but when you look at RRQ's team composition,
I'll take it.
We'll take those, yeah. Does have the Hextech ultimatum, but I think he's waiting for a timing here. His team's not in position here, Devil J.
The one thing Sengoku got from that extended trade was, of course, that Dragon. They can look to continue stacking, but yeah, the Cloud Dragon doesn't feel nearly as good. Helios is actually just pushing this lane even further. So RRQ, they're going to have a lot of priority around the Rift.
Look at the vision line right now on the top half of the map here from RRQ. Helios has all the space in the world. He's got to feel so comfortable. I never get this feeling of safety in my solo queue games, but Helios right now, he's got a warm, safe blanket all over him.
Oh, flash forward from Devil J.
Nice.
Hextech ultimatum on the Hawk with the showstopper. Hawk does Valkyrie to safety. Chaz might commit to the dive. Taking a couple turret shots. RRQ do not find the kill. But the Mega Bomb! Marky finishing the job.
What great timing from Marky as well, waiting that one out.
Ooh, but it could be an answer from Sengoku. Helios has to live. Exhaust on Devil J. And a botched dive means that extended trades 1-for-1.
Flash gets used there from Rush. Huck was forced to use his own flash as well. But that's the power of the Lux, especially working together with champions like the Graves, like the Corki. If you land a binding, so much damage from such a long range is going to come out on top of champions that want to run into you. Sengoku's team comp has a lot of power. They just need to... Easier said than done, right? Just don't get caught, man.
It's that simple. Come on.
Don't get caught. Don't get dived on. Make a picks.
Or if you are getting dove, make sure that you're able to survive those dives, or at least trade up, trade even.
Well,
2,000 gold lead for RRQ.
Once you get the Zhonya's, life will get it easier. They have it on Rush. They have it on 1. It's great against the Hextech ultimatum. It's great against the Zed combo. It buys you a couple of seconds against a rampaging Olaf as well. It's not the worst.
Now, as we have a slight respite here in this game, objectives will spawn here shortly. 30 seconds is the setup timer for this Herald. Sengoku have the Corki package. I'm looking to see where they decide to put their pressure, because right now, RRQ, they actually have multiple members bot side. They should lose this top turret.
So close here. Rush is so tanky.
Ooh, Helios actually under the turret. 1v2'd Kai and Rush. Doesn't get a kill, but still, I mean, he's doing his job.
He is.
And now it's Hawk, engaged upon by Exosin, finds the flanking maneuver. And that is a dead Corki.
And this is a trade lock RRQ combo. We dive in, Marky, you use your long range spell. That's basically how they do things here.
No kill picked up by Sengoku, but at least they get a turret.
At least it's a trade.
Yeah, they can trade those objectives. The Herald is still on the table. Dragon's up in about 45 seconds as of now, which means there could be more objective trades, as RRQ, they didn't use their champion advantage on the Rift to force the Herald.
They have a bit of time right now. They're going to go for the resets, but they're going to be playing into Hawk with the package. Fortunately for them, they are... Well, they're up on gold on every member on the side of RRQ on their counterpart, except for Rush and Chaz. That could be a big part of this.
Watch Exosin. Oh, he's actually caught out. He's knocked up. Hawk goes forward with the package. Pick onto the set. Massive play for Sengoku. This could get them back in the game.
And that's the combo, right? You dive onto the back line and you snipe them out with every spell you have. The rockets, the Lux lasers, the collateral damage blasting Marky forces him to flash away as well. He's so low, it's so dangerous.
Oh, over the wall. Aoki gets it. Nicely set up. Marky's down.
No. Huge win here from Sengoku. They're gonna use the Rift Herald maybe on mid lane as well. And that's gonna just one-shot the turret.
And again, the pick on Marky, it's mistimed with Exocin.
Yes.
This could be Sengoku even going for the dragon.
Very staggered here. And look at the items on the side of RRQ. They're gonna go for a second team fight very likely. They do have outs. That's the upside. But the downside is no second item completed. They're so close on top, jungle, mid, but they're not gonna have it.
RRQ actually have control over the dragon. Marky's on the Rift. Marky's running directly to where the next fight could happen. Exocin and Chaz are even walking forward, trying to push Sengoku back, say, no, this is our mid wave. Double J. Oh, if one life binding lands there,
Yeah,
that could be a kill.
And the shielding from Juan as well makes the stare down favored towards Sengoku because he just negates so much of the potential damage output from the side of RRQ. What RRQ have to do, should do, and will do, I think, is pressure the side lane. So that's what they're trying to do with Helios now.
If Sengoku find one big pick with the likes of the Binding, with the likes of the Engage, of the Rakan, and the Wukong, we saw what FBX was able to do with a very similar style of composition in that last series. This could be Sengoku drawing first blood in a best of 3, dropping the Herald mid, and now they're on the Dragon.
It's looking very likely. Sengoku, they're gonna get this dragon very likely. Helios is not gonna be able to answer, but he's gonna be able to try the trade. I think he might want to go for an inhibitor.
Chaz is in the pit. He's straight onto the dragon. It's secured by Sengoku. Showstopper was big, but not enough damage. Only one kill. Oki killed, taken down. Helios split pushing in the Baron lane. He has another wave. He can go for the inhibitor.
I think he's gonna get stopped pretty soon. It's so low right. Wait, no one is based?
Oh, okay. Here comes Kai, trying to do his best to just keep this turret alive. Helios, I think he's committing.
He got it.
Yeah, he gets the inhibitor.
Wow. Forces the Zhonya's out from Kai, and while Kai was in stasis, Helios pops back in, hits the turret, takes down the first inhibitor at 12 minutes. And they just understand how to win the game right now, RRQ. They're losing the fights, they're getting outmaneuvered on the setups, but it doesn't matter because they know we have another win condition. We have a Zed, we have a Camille, which is not gonna fight you.
They didn't even lose that fight. They were the one that got a kill. They didn't get the dragon, but like 4v5, they got a kill and they get an inhibitor.
Yes.
That was huge for RRQ. Helios, the hero of the team.
Fantastic stuff from the rest of the members as well, stopping the back, nearly winning the team fight, and Chaz nearly stole that dragon as well. Thankfully for Sengoku, he wasn't able to. It would have been a complete disaster there. Items are getting picked up by pretty much everyone right now. Those second, third items getting finished.
Okay, stops Helios' back.
Yeah.
Tanky enough here, and with Hawk having the package available, Sengoku looks like they're going to use this cooldown to try and force the turret. Devil J will stop, he'll push.
Yeah, the Hextech Ultimatum can no longer really be used as your main engage tool right now because we see 1, 2, 3, 4 Zhonya's stopwatch stasis getting picked up. Yeah, denies both the engage from the Hextech Ultimatum as well as the assassination potential.
Oh, excellent.
That deathmark.
Very far forward.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Hawk was just going to go for it. Oki had a potential flank through the river.
Very scary situation.
Lux,
Ziggs, Varus, that's what these champions do. From a screen away, they just one-shot your wave, leaving you with very little options.
Round
to
2?
play.
Yeah, Kai's down a full 1.3 thousand. That's a 3-item Zed. You have to be very careful here.
Helios is a very big boy right now. He's got the Cyrilda's Grudge as well, so he will be able to start threatening even the tankiest members of Sengoku in the side lane.
Once he lands the snow, it's hard to get away. Ooh, Ragnarok pop there from Chaz.
That's it, yeah.
Prevents the knockup of Oki, but that is an ultimate down.
And look at the side lanes. That's the big thing right now from RRQ. They don't need to win a fight. We don't need to force a fight. We just need to keep you interested enough to stay in the mid lane. That Helios Precious top keeps one member, maybe 2 members there. Eventually, he's going to find an opening, try to snipe someone out, force someone back to base. Thankfully for Sengoku, they have that Lux.
Yeah, but it didn't hit the whole wave.
It's not enough.
And it was not enough. The Zig Satchels, they're taking these turrets incredibly fast. RRQ have foregone the team fight. They said, all right, we're no longer going to try and contest you. We're just going for the side lane pushes. Supers will always give us pressure in the Baron lane, and that means that we can look to put pressure in other lanes when you answer the supers.
And it really is a wall of attrition right now for the side of RRQ. And I think this is a wall which eventually they're going to win just because of the nature of their team comp. When you're 1-3-1ing, you're going to get more farm, funnel into your Camille, funnel into your Zed, exactly the people you want to farm on. Once they get 1-2 more items, they're going to be very comfortable taking the next team fight at the Elder Dragon. I think one more dragon in here, one more item and you're good to go.
It's so crazy that they were able to make all this work without a Hullbreaker themselves.
Yeah.
It's actually Sengoku that have the Hullbreaker comp, as Exosen looked for a potential engage right there. But the fact that Devil J will now, I think, off of this reset, get the Hullbreaker. It's even worse news for Sengoku, who have struggled stopping these side lane pushes. Actually, Devil J doesn't complete the reset. Still in lane, but as soon as he goes back, he's got the components. That's going to be a Hullbreaker.
Want to go in Exo?
Oki looks for the engage. Just goes straight on the Marky. Flash was used by the Ziggs, and Final Spark doesn't land.
The satchel there saving the life of Marky. A good attempt from Rush as well as Uki to try to start the fight there. You really need to try to make these picks happen, and burning the flash on both Marky and Exo is huge because the next time your outs come up, you run it back and you likely get that kill. You have to force a play in the mid lane. You have to catch someone off.
Package is available for Hawk. Flash from Devil J.
No.
Knocking down the only member without the stasis. Oki gets away with the Battle Lance over the wall, but one cannot follow. And that means a pick for RRQ 20 seconds before Dragon.
Kanga's 1-1. 1-1 gave them those picks there. And Rush feels desperate. You can see it flashing forward.
Ooh,
to get
Helios
nothing.
still just being a menace.
Yeah, absolute annoyance here. Absolute pass in the taunt. A taunt in the side of Sengoku.
Honestly, Helios should have Hullbreaker right now.
Yeah.
Like, if this Zed had that item, that would be not a 100 health Nexus, but it's Devil J with it instead. Actually, Devil J getting collapsed by Sengoku. Kai coming in here, follows up, use Cyclone. Oh, they don't commit.
That's the nature of this matchup. You just get outscaled, but Chaz has started off the Inferno Dragon. It's getting a bit low, though.
That's Elder. They're on Elder Dragon, RRQ. If they can net this, this is huge. Helios is still going Baron lane, so RRQ, they can just stall.
Yes. This is the play here. RRQ got a bit impatient. They started it off a little bit too early. Now desynced on the resets because Chaz is so low. They're going to have to try this again. They're under no pressure. They have all the time in the world to play with. That's the good news right now for RRQ.
They call off the play for the push. Helios instead just getting some vision around the Baron, making sure that Sengoku won't be able to trade that for a potential Elder Dragon. It's still so close. It's within 2,000 gold between these two teams in 18 minutes, and the later the game goes, the less that percentage means anything. Sengoku are actually on the Dragon now.
They have to force this, but package is used.
Yeah, they use the package to try and get on Devil J, and he's just out of there. And now look at Helios, 1v1 Kai in the Baron lane. Kai is pretty tanky though, so doesn't fall.
That's good. You might think it's just a trade, but a trade of the Death Mark, which is on such a short cooldown, it's basically halfway up. For Cyclone, one of your key team fighting tools, it's so big for RRQ. Sengoku need to force plays, but they don't have the tools to anymore.
And RRQ are directly onto the Dragon now. Teleport being used by Kai, but that is a Wukong with no Cyclone. And look at Helios, he's still there.
Oh no, this is such a hard game to play from Sengoku.
Oh,
this is such a depressing game to play from Sengoku. They're getting toyed with on the map right now.
Helios
have to flip. You have to flip.
You need to send somebody back to deal with Helios.
Yeah, it's over. Kangas is heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Helios is going to the Nexus. RRQ are approaching at the Dragon. Hawk was the one that went back. And Cyclone's almost up. So Kai will be able to team fight here.
Helios is trying to make a decision right now. He can either stay or he can come around on the flank. Because of the wave state, I think he's going to get spotted out if he comes to flank. But right back to the 1-3-1. RRQ, they know we do not need to make a play. Sengoku is the team that has to make a play. Rush tries to shove in the mid wave. That's good though.
I was going to say, I like that from Sengoku, but it's even better for RRQ.
Yeah.
Because of the Hullbreaker push from Devil J, but now he's very far forward.
Oh, he's out!
He tries to get away, exhausted down,
he's
flashes. Devil J! The slippery Camille. Hexacle ultimatum, I think he might go down now. Yeah, he's might as much time as possible. But finally, Sengoku find the crucial pick.
Yeah, this is what they need here. Good news for Sengoku. They saved all their ultimates except for the Cyclone in that play. I think because of the nature of the game, you have to flip Sengoku. You have to start this.
Oh, Hawk needs to survive this.
He's got Zhonya's.
Helios flashes forward. That's a death
Oh,
mark. That's
no.
a kill. Helios 1v1s Hawk in the base at the Nexus. Does he walk up to try and end? No, he's backing off because Sengoku, they realize we have to send somebody back. Again, it's Oki that goes back, has the teleport. And here's the flank from Helios. We're going for the fight. Showstopper used. Rush. Found a big engage. Exison is traded right now. Oki teleported in. He's on the marquee. This could be big. This could be huge. But they don't find it. And now Helios right back out of the bottom wave. He can go for the end.
He doesn't have the power to go for the end right now, but he gets a second inhibitor. We saw how Sengoku could not deal with one inhibitor being down. Now there's two. Now there's TPs. Now it's the Elder.
Right back on the Elder for RRQ. One of the most chaotic games from one of the most chaotic teams. RRQ with a very creative call there. Helios just giving a headache to Sengoku.
I would not want to be Sengoku right now. It's such a frustrating game to play. You have only one win condition right now on the side of Sengoku, and it's not a pretty one. You know what it is, Kangas? You gotta flip the game. You gotta just start Baron and flip the game, because the longer this drags out, I told you, the wall of attrition would favor RRQ. Sengoku have to put an end to that. They have to just flip the game right now at Baron. That's it. That's the only thing they can do.
If the migraine lasts for longer than 2 hours, please consult your medical professionals. And also consider playing against a team that is not named RRQ, because I don't think it's going away anytime soon right now. Sengoku have to deal with Devil J in the side lane now. And he's going for it. He gets out again. He's got super minions helping him. Kai, super low in health, flashes forward with the Cyclone. Kai's just going to die to the minions. Devil J with the 1v2. And he can chase down Kai. Divine Sunder gives him a little bit of healing, but there's no escape. 1v2 win for RRQ's Baron laner.
He wants Rush as well, nearly taking down here Helios and Devil J. The solo laners of RRQ are putting this game on their back.
Those were the first 2 kills for Devil J. He was 0 and 2 before that.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain that to me?
Helios' first kill as well was on Hawk at the top lane base.
And now we're on to the Nexus. RRQ, they have Baron, they have the minions. They have game 1 continuing. Their undefeated streak against the WJC. Taking game 1 off of Sengoku.
What a way to win there from RRQ, Kangas. When we think about this team, when we think about RRQ, we think about team fighting, we think about mechanical prowess, assassinations, but they just won through 1,000 cuts, death by 1,000 cuts for Sengoku. And this is a new dimension of RRQ, which we need to see going forward.
This was literally maybe the least active early game that we've seen. One of, definitely top 5 least active early game for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it just became like this really confusing, convoluted, like psychological thriller at the end. How do you deal with these side lanes constantly pushing you in? How do you deal with Helios on the Zed? There's nobody that can answer it. Even the Hullbreaker Corgi couldn't answer it.
Yeah, that's what we said, right? The longer the game goes on, the better RRQ are feeling. They know they don't need to force anything, and they answered the team comp that outranged them so well. The only thing that Sengoku could do was force fights, and they couldn't because RRQ outplayed it.
We're not able to find the fights that they needed. Sengoku down in the series, RRQ up, and I think I know at least one person on the broadcast who's going to be happy about that. Mika and the analysts. How you feeling?
Of course, of course. You know, I was just thinking, you know, Stuart House, some heroes, you know, you see them steal the Baron, you see them, you know, go in and initiate for the team, 5-man knockup, just like we saw earlier. Some heroes, they just push the top lane. Some heroes just do that.
Yeah, and also, it all started in the beginning. Like, it was just a tiny snowball that started in the beginning. We saw it coming, right? Like, where 2 turrets got taken with a single Rift Herald. At that point, I was already saying, Helios is just gonna split push it to victory. And that's exactly what he did. Constantly applying pressure. They also had that Hullbreaker Camille, also applying so much pressure. It was just RRQ perfectly playing the macro game, applying way too much pressure for Sengoku to deal with in that game.
Yeah, but let's also talk about Sengoku, because it was actually quite close. Like when we talk about, you know, the gold lead and everything, there were a lot of times where they were pretty much almost even, Stuart.
Yeah, throughout the entire game, I felt like the game was really, really close. It was just back and forth. It was about trading towers, trying to get objectives. Sengoku was focusing more towards the dragons, where RRQ was focused towards that Rift Herald as well. And, you know, going back quickly to that Rift Herald play, you know, Exerson on that set, down in the bot lane, defending that tower was absolutely huge. I feel like that's, even though it's like a really, really small point to come up with, it's a huge, huge thing in this game. You know, if Exerson doesn't defend that bot lane tower against 3 people, then that means that they potentially don't even get that second top lane tower. But because RRQ got that top lane tower, because they had that pressure from Helios as well throughout the entire game, it just felt like Sengoku were always playing on the back foot. They always had to look towards that top side. They always had to think, okay, is Helios going to push? Could someone be up here the entire game?
And that playstyle that Sengoku has, like we can see it, RRQ can deal with it, right? Like Sengoku goes for the dragons as Stuart said, RRQ takes the herald, they push the 2 turrets, they extend their lead. You can't just play like this, Sengoku. You can't just play like this every single game where you try to scale into the late game and win. RRQ just showed us how they exactly dealt with it, and if Sengoku doesn't change up, they'll lose the next game as well. Just like Onslaught stuff, it's the same story. They'll just lose the next game very, very easily if they play the same way.
And Hels, you mentioned on the side of Sengoku, there was a very questionable build that you wanted to point out.
Yeah, which is the Graves. So Rush decided to go for a rapid fire cannon. I don't quite understand why. You get the bonus range, so you get great poking, but there's multiple different items that Graves benefits a lot from, like the Solari Charge Blade to do a lot more damage, like the Phantom Dancer to tank up a little bit more damage, like the Guardian Angel, right, to get the Guardian Angel, Infinity Edge, more damage. I can call more items. There was just different kinds of items that he could have gone for, because we saw that in some team fights he got killed, he got destroyed because he was not tanky enough, and then also he was just not dealing quite enough damage. So I just feel like that rapid fire cannon didn't really quite fit his build, but opinions may vary.
I think that's the thing with Graves in general as a pick at the moment. I think Graves as a pick has not been that popular at all, but it's a pick that Rush is comfortable on. You know, yeah. I mentioned about the Jax, RRQ banned away the Jax, and every time the Jax is banned, he always falls back to the Graves. That's always a pick that he always falls back onto. Happened in the Japan Cup as well, and it's a pick that, you know, he feels comfortable on, but I think the reason why we haven't seen it a lot in this tournament is because he doesn't really do well against these bruisey, tanky comps at the moment. You know, you could try and go for like a Mortal Reminder, you could try and go for this crit build on Graves, but the problem is that you can't really break through the front line on Graves. You know, that's what the likes of Jax can do instead, you know, these hyper carries. And that's what Rush likes to play. Rush likes to play these hyper carries. And, you know, even though he had like a decent performance, you know, he didn't have the best performance, but I feel like Sengoku as a team had a decent performance. Like I said, all down to that early game, you can see, I mean, the goal graph as well. It's like, it's very, very up and down, but RRQ is always in that lead. I think Sengoku are just always on the back foot right at the start. As soon as they lose him 2 towers in the top side, Helios goes to the top lane, he makes that pressure, and as soon as that inhibitor falls, Sengoku always have that on the back of their mind. They're always thinking, okay, we need to defend the Baron lane. We need to make sure that they can't end the game, because if Helios goes up there, you know, they saw solo kill onto Hack as well. That means they had to go back to base. Solo kill onto, it was Hack, sorry. It was solo kill onto Hack. That means they had to go back. They had to defend the Nexus. And then that means that Sengoku, they can't really do anything around the Elder Dragon.
And, you know, you have one eye on Helios, who's just been constantly on the top lane side, somewhere there in the bushes, just hiding, just waiting for the optimal moment. You also have Devil J, who was also applying a huge amount of pressure on the other side. And Hels, you know, we were just watching him. There were like some fights where like, okay, there's no way he survives this, and you know, it's 3v1. Surely, you know, Sengoku can deal with this, but apparently not.
Yeah, while Helios was pushing that top lane, he was pushing the bottom lane, right? Like, that was just perfectly played yet again. He had that Hull Breaker as well. He was very close to his team, but just not quite close enough to cancel out the Hull Breaker. So that's what made it super, super good. And yeah, he was applying the pressure as well. He was winning 1v2s. We saw that as well. And he just did his job as well. So much pressure from the top side, from the bot side, from the middle, everywhere. So yeah, he did a great job as well.
And that comes back to the priority pick in draft as well. You know, RRQ went for the Camille first pick. It's a very comfortable champion that Devil J has played, you know, throughout the entire year as well. And if you put Devil J on a champion where he can split push, he can play aggressive, but then also at the same time, Camille is a champion that can escape really easy with the likes of Hookshot. He can win 1 versus 2 situations. So you've got Helios on one side on a Zed, who he's very, very comfortable with, even though I feel like Sengoku did a good job shutting down Helios this game. He wasn't really the main carry. And you have Devil J on the other side on the Camille. It's so hard for Sengoku to focus. It's like, who do you focus? Do you focus Helios on a Zed? Do you focus Devil J on the Camille.
Or do you focus the
There's so
Auto
much-
Dragon?
Exactly.
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so much that Sengoku have to try and focus down, and it all comes down to, back to the draft again and trying to, shut down and trying to ban out the champions that RRQ are comfortable with.
And that was really looked like RRQ's game plan, right? To basically spin Sengoku around several times
Yep.
and then have them try and walk in a straight line. That's what they were doing because they were also baiting out the objectives when they would try and start looking, okay, we're taking the Rift Herald. Come at us, Sengoku, over here. Meanwhile, Helios, again, is just doing his job and just pushing. I just want to point out, of course, when somebody picks the Zed, you kind of expect, okay, here we are. Assassin plays, gonna go for, these really flashy kind of plays. But sometimes it's really just pushing the towers.
Yeah.
But it wins the game. It wins the game, House.
Helios played it perfectly. Just splitting up from his team all the time. 1v1ing whoever he had to 1v1. And even though he wasn't quite able to kill Huck, he did kill him once though. And that was a very important kill. But throughout the game, because he had a hole breaker, he wasn't able to get him. He did his job. He was split pushing. He applied a lot of pressure. He didn't have to be there in team fights. Yet again, like Helios said, you gotta ban it away.
Well, we're gonna see how many times RRQ can spin Sengoku around. And this time, going into game number 2, Kangas, Omo, over to you guys.
Thank you, Mika and the desk. Game 2, and Sengoku are facing down a terrifying opponent right here, Omo. They were hoping for revenge based on what happened to USG, but it's looking like RRQ. They're just, back to their usual tricks.
Yeah, RRQ right now 5-0 in individual games against Japanese teams, and they're looking to make it 6-0 off the change of pace, let's say, from how RRQ usually plays in the last game.
I love how this can happen at international events. Regions develop rivalries. Grudge matches
Is this a rivalry?
start to rise up. Well, okay, you can have one-sided rivalries.
Okay,
I'm a North
sure.
American fan, and I'm talking to the Brazilians
okay.
right now.
Yeah.
We can self-identify as rivals, even if it's maybe one-sided on
Okay.
that. But it's these kinds of legacies that build up these storylines, and it makes it so huge if Sengoku can win this game, because you're ending a cold streak. You're ending what could be a 6-0 for the WCS versus the WJC.
Look at them right now on stage. RRQ are they beatboxing right now? Can we get a mic check on the beatboxing?
That is
No
amazing.
way.
Oh,
Love
they got
this
moves too.
They do. They really do. What a team, RRQ. They love the game. They enjoy the game. They go all out in the game, and it really shows in their play style as well.
That last game was so fun to watch. If
Yeah.
you're just taking the second half, if you're going back and watching VODs and somehow you
Skip the
hear
first
this
10 minutes.
before you watch the game, skip the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not necessary. Just watch the macro when it came to the lane states
Yes.
going forward. It was incredible. Now we're into game 2 though. Sengoku, they need to clear their minds.
Yeah.
Get a fresh slate here as that could be a tilting game. Game number 1. So I'm
It
curious
would
how they're
be.
going to adapt here.
Yeah, I think what Sengoku needs to identify is that there's now 2 faces of RRQ that you have to deal with. I think Sengoku's draft against RRQ last game was really good into the first phase of RRQ,
Yeah.
which is to be aggressive, to team fight, to dive into. Sengoku answered a lot of that there. But they didn't answer the split pushing potential. And honestly, how do you draft to answer both team fighting and split pushing?
It's tough. Coach
tough.
Kaigu is so smart at just
Yeah.
playing to his team's strengths and making sure that the enemy team doesn't have an answer at the same time.
Yeah.
You're looking at some of these bans, lot of the priority picks like the Karma taken away, even the Jack, something that could potentially answer split pushing, and also the Yumi on top of it.
Yeah, I like that they are target banning the Yumi 2 games in a row now, as well as Enchanters as a whole. This was something that FPX did last game as well, banning away Enchanters. You don't want to give over the potential to your opponents to just play a hyper carry comp and just outscale you, maybe even cheese you that way. Chazix is back, baby.
Yeah, Chazix is back. Answer from Sengoku going back to their first 2 picks in game number 1. It's back to the Wukong. It's back to the Rakan. So no adaptations as of yet, but we'll see if they change anything up after.
Yeah, RRQ are the ones who changed things up despite having won the last game in such dominant fashion at that. You could even say maybe RRQ, are they trying new stuff here? Because the Singed is coming in from Helios, trying to play a WRL style, enabling your jungler for facilitating one, that could be what we see from RRQ here.
Exciting stuff. I've been loving the Singed gameplay.
Yes.
I think it's incredibly strong in the right compositions.
In the right hands.
In the right hands. It will most likely be against that Corki, though. If Sengoku want to just run it back, I don't hate the first 3 champions that they lock in here. So, okay, it's the Ziggs. They're pivoting.
That's pretty good stuff. I like the Ziggs a little bit more than the Lux. The Lux offers you some things that Ziggs cannot. But Ziggs' raw power in terms of poke, wave clear, and range, it's just unmatched by anything else in the meta right now. And we see a return of the trademark Exosin Galio. And because of that Galio pickup as well, I feel like Sengoku might be pressured to ban away the Lux now. We see that Lux Galio kill wave come true from WRL teams in the past. Lux gonna get banned.
Calling it as it is. Lux taken off the table. RRQ, not necessarily the same like crazy split push style multiple assassins comp yet. They still could, as we know Devil J does play the likes of Kali, can play those assassins too. But it could turn into more of like a single assassin style. Just back up the Kha'Zix. Everything to keep Kha'Zix alive.
Let me float you an idea here.
Okay.
I don't think Helios is much of a Cinch player. You think Cinch into Wukong's a good matchup here?
Ooh.
Maybe? I know AP lanes are generally favored into Wukong.
They are.
Right?
He doesn't have a lot of base magic resist. One of, if not the lowest base magic resist champions in the entire game.
We saw Ysera try that with Akali. Didn't really work. Maybe the Singed is going to work better. Let's see. I mean, on paper, it should still go mid lane. 99.9%. Helios will play that one. I'm just floating a little.
You just have to get it in there because if it happens, you're massive.
Exactly.
You're Giga Brain at that point.
If it doesn't happen, yeah, it's going mid anyway.
It was
Cinch mid, of
hypothetical.
course.
You know, I didn't say it was going. I said it could. Maybe. As now we get to see Sengoku's next pick right here. They even ban away the Akali there, so could be even more evidence. Oh, Garen. Okay.
Garen to counter the Cinch mid. So Sengoku believes it's going to be a Cinch mid, and it very likely will be. And of course, Maki gonna lead the charge here on the Varus. Aggressive in lane, playmaking out of lane. Let's see what they can do. Maki and Exo now, the aggressors. Varus Galio want to be so aggressive in lane.
And I will say, I think that this means that you don't want to go Singed into the Baron lane either, because they could just send the Garen up there, Wukong jungle at that point. So, all right, RRQ, Riven in the Baron lane, Singed mid, Kha'Zix jungle. This is a lot of damage packed in the different lanes, you know, jungle and then both sides of the map.
Yeah, for once, Helios is not going to be the carry. He's on a facilitative champion here. But everyone else has the tools to carry, has the tools to lead the charge. Let's see how this Helios-Chaz combo works out with the dynamic swapped up a little bit here. Wukong jungle going to be coming in from Rush, and we will see the age-old matchup for Renekton Riven.
Very skill matchup.
Yes.
A little bit swingy. If either of them get ahead, they can continue that snowball and really get ahead at that point. And wow,
how cool does he look?
Cool. That was sick.
Renekton Riven going to be a very pivotal point of this game. Whichever jungler, whichever support gets roam timing down, accelerates either side of this matchup. And like you said, it could just keep snowballing for that matchup. But I want to see Maki and Exo try to be a bit more aggressive in their own lanes this time with the Varus, with the Galio. They have the tools.
When I look at the side of Sengoku, this almost reminds me of the metas that we saw at Horizon Cup. I know TJ talked about this a lot back last year. This was the Chinese style, where you draft a bunch of frontliners, a bunch of, just high health bar champions, and then something like a Varus, something like a Ziggs, that can just throw out damage from range and stay safe because you have such a massive frontline. That's kind of what Sengoku have drafted here.
Pretty much, right? That's the goal of their team comp here. The Ziggs is gonna be the bulk of their damage, honestly speaking, because most of their frontliners will slowly fall off in damage as the game progresses. We see Wukong be high prio, but he is a low damage jungler. So we're gonna need to see a lot more coming out from Kai, as well as Juan.
Game 2 loading onto the Rift. RRQ having a chance to sweep through the WJC. Sengoku fighting for their lives, for their region's pride against the WCS. Let's see if they can make it happen.
If RRQ were to win this, they would have won this series with two different styles. Split push and now team fight with Helios off a carry. They're trying to be more multifaceted here, trying to show new dimensions, which I think is so important for them. Ooh, look at that trade coming in.
Yeah, not winning out in the bottom lane. As Exosin is very low in the health bar, and
Nice.
Devil J, though, winning the top lane trade.
All right, so let me just spark notes this for you guys. How does this matchup play out between Riven and Renekton? Short trades favor the Renekton. He needs to get wave access.
Yeah, but this is not.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, if you can hit level 2 first as the Riven, you got a lot of kill pressure. Huh? Is that how the matchup goes usually, Omo?
Well, that shouldn't be how it happens. That's not how it should go.
Oh, maybe we can trade
close.
bot. Okay. Marky and Exosin are actually kind of getting bullied around down here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, Sengoku are not going to be happy that one happened, but
Yep.
I am going to be happy because it lets me explain this matchup a little bit more. Renekton is generally known as a strong laner. He's a bully laner, but he's so weak at level 1. Riven has 3 spells effectively at level 1 that she weaves in with a passive, so Renekton needs to respect that. Back off the wave, let it hit your turret. When it bounces, you stack your Fury, and then you threaten shot trades. That's how this matchup should work out. Riven abused the level 1, Devil J understood his limits, and Kai did not respect.
And Devil J also gets another wave shoved in, so coming back with a full-on completed cooldown reduction plus extra health. That feels good on Riven. She likes both of those things.
Cooldown reduction is damage on Riven because the more you get to weave your combos, the more damage you do, and you have such short cooldowns already.
So, Kai, can you equalize? Or just gotta stop the bleeding in a way. Or can the rest of the map get an advantage for themselves?
This?
Marky and Exosin were low on health, and now Rush and Hawk both spend the time. Exosin uses the Shield of Durin to push them away.
Not really losing anything on the side of Sengoku or RRQ, but not really gaining anything on either side as well.
Okay,
This
here
is
we go.
big.
Here we go.
Okay, never mind.
That's how you
Yes,
do it,
never
Kai.
mind. Yeah, pretty good trade here from Kai. The key to Renekton laning is when you have wave control, when you get to access the wave, you are strong because you stack Fury. You're all about that Fury management, all about that trading pattern. Devil J, if Kai overextends, he can very easily threaten kill like this.
He goes in, and okay, another good trade.
Yeah.
He didn't have level 5, so I was worried at first, especially because I could see Chaz was there, but Kai does survive. And wins another trade. He walks into the brush. Chaz is there. The flash from Devil J! And so much damage. That's another kill.
Kanga's Kai had dominance and flash. There was just no time, no space to react to that instant burst combo. Devil J was so clean with it too. He just comboed everything into the flash and just one-shot him together with Chaz.
Didn't even use Ignite. So as you go for a reset, this is probably just a complete Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
I would guess. Oh,
Sunder.
no. Okay, he's going for the Sunder instead. Okay. Close to a completed Sunder.
Very, very close. Well, nope,
There it is. He saved. Yeah, I mean, it's only 200 difference between the completed item and the regular, so you might as well.
Yeah, 3-minute Divine Sunder. That's going to be
gross.
huge for Devil J. I would have loved to see Kai go for something like the Ninja Tobbies here. That would have helped him a lot in the laning matchup, but he's going to be all-inning on the Black Cleaver. There is a timing window with Black Cleaver and Blade of the Rune King, where Renekton can still win trades against the Riven. That's assuming this matchup doesn't get any more out of control than it already is. But even
Maybe a
in
little bit of
game state
hopium.
like this, a little bit of hopium, but with 2 items, Renekton can still basically one-shot a Riven.
All right, you hear that, WJC fans? You are hoping Kai can make it to 2 items in this matchup. Maybe Rush can help him out with that. The flash for the Cyclone. They know the Devil J does not have flash. That's the damage follow-up. It takes 2, but they shut down Devil J.
Yeah, I misread that one. I thought they wouldn't have enough damage, but just enough. And yeah, that's a great time
Just after 4 minutes. Beautiful.
Exactly. Turret fortification is gone.
But there's an answer. RRQ are actually sending members here. That's a flash from
Exo.
Exosin. The taunt. Marky flashing forward with the Chains of Corruption. Landed on the rush. And now here comes Chazix. The follow-up damage gets the kill.
We have an inside joke in the WCS when you see Exo play Galio and he just his punches. Just flash, because he is going to flash 100% of the time. It's a combo he always goes for.
You know it's coming. Oh,
You know it's
under
coming.
the turret, though.
Ooh.
Chaz taking a lot of damage. That's big. Okay, close.
Very nearly 2 kills there for 1.
Yeah. All right, hey, Kai gets the Black Cleaver and the boots after that one. They didn't quite get the turret. They were really close. Maybe one more push could get Kai back into this game.
They're not going to be able to move Ziggs there, but 1 satchel would take that one down. That's how low it is. 5 minutes on the clock, Kangas. This is it. The game state is still relatively close. The real GOAT lead is only Devil J versus Kai. And Kai's not coming. Kai's just staying in the bottom lane. I think that's a good call. Try to get some farm in your Renekton right now. He's too far behind.
And, I mean, you can just use the Ziggs to try and poke out this Herald. Juan is pretty far away, though. Now, okay, Hawk, you're really in there.
Wait.
Oh, and he's just taking down Chaz, a Hawk! himself trades his life for the enemy jungler. It might be enough though. If Rush can get out of here, this is huge. And Nakai actually roamed all the way up from the Dragon Lane. Rush is still alive. He's just buying time in the pit. Focus on Marky. He doesn't have the summoner spells. Marky should go down here. Helios and Exosin though, they get on top of one. And it's just Kai. Can he get the Herald? He's in a 1v2 scenario. Kai could be the hero, but he doesn't quite have the damage. He got the Herald! The damage should take him down, right? The poison should kill him.
He's out, he's out!
He's out? Oh, Kai, that was beautiful.
The last 6 minutes of events, the level 1 solo kill, the level 5 dive onto Kai. It's all forgotten now. The hero play from the Renekton. He
they
evens
might
up
get
the
more
gold as well with Devil J.
I thought Oki could maybe get more there onto Chaz. Not quite. But yeah, Kai's right back in it. Look at the gold differential.
Yeah.
He's caught back up.
And he has the Rift Herald as well. If he finds some plates, if he finds a turret with it, that's basically a Blade of the Rune King completed. And then that's the timing window we talked about. You start winning the matchup again.
The WJC fans just sent a massive amount of energy to Kai in these last couple of minutes. He's charging up. Right now,
he definitely is, but we need to talk about Hawk. The man just won the team fight for his team, diving into 3 people, soloing out the enemy jungler on a Garen.
That's what Garen does! It's so frustrating. It's like, why do you have so much damage and we can't kill you?
Literally the definition of you protect and he attack.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But RRQ, they're going for a play on the bottom lane right now. Trying to pull back the carry, actually pull back Oki, the squishier member, but Chaz doesn't have enough burst damage to follow up.
Yeah, a lot of damage onto Oki. He's forced to use the charm as well, and that means that this dragon should very well go over to RRQ. The chance is pretty low though. He has to be careful of Hawk yet again.
And they flash away.
Oh
Meanwhile,
Sengoku.
Herald drops
That's
mid.
huge.
Okay, Sengoku. This is like a really big play for Sengoku. This could just immediately get them back in the game. Not only is it gold in their pocket, it's priority in the mid lane. I'm surprised they didn't stick around for more because of how low Chaz was. I think they actually could have pushed for that dragon.
I think so. I think they dropped the Herald mid. Don't be concerned with the outcome of that one. Leave the satchel charge there and go to the dragon. The problem was, I think one misclicked. He detonated the satchel a little bit early before the Herald slammed. That might have cost them the play there, but they're still going to be able to get the dragon. They started at Kangas.
Both teams have vision on each other based on the wards that have been placed down. So RRQ, they know this is happening. Chaz is in the neighborhood. He could jump in for the steal. He has the flash as well, but look at the bottom half of the river. Juan's very low. Chaz goes in, he steals the dragon! RRQ's jungler just don't miss. Meanwhile, Devil J, he gets a turret top lane.
Like a thief in the night, Chazix jumps in, steals it, flashes out. Devil J's not even here, gets a turret, gets the gold back, and RRQ in a blink of an eye get a gold lead again and get the dragon.
That was so close. So close for Sengoku Gaming. They had the game in control, but if you don't pull the dragon, if you let the Kha'Zix get in like that, he has the burst to steal it.
And you know, while we have a bit of time, Kangas, there's a player I want to talk about in this game.
All right,
we always scream his name, right? Devil J, Helios, Chaz is so good, Exo with the engages. But Marky is just so incredibly stable and consistent around all of these teamfight setups. Did you see how aware he was at the Dragon Pit that Rush was posturing to come over the wall at him? He was just chilling, waiting for his time, and managing his distance so very well. He's the unsung hero of RRQ basically every game.
Staying alive is the primary job of a Dragon Laner, and Marky's doing it very well. The top turret barely still alive. Honestly, that's probably good for Sengoku, because now they can walk up and actually hit that and get the gold for it.
Sure, yeah.
But they might go for a dive on the Helios.
It is a singe, though.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky. And there's a Galio nearby. This would be really bad. They're even on vision, but they just go straight onto Exosin. Try and Justice Punch flash out of that one, buddy. Sengoku, find a pick.
They say if the global is rotating down, we go to the global, but Sengoku yet again committing so much. 4 ultimates. 3 flashes, no, 2 flashes. Trying to do my math here, it's a little bit hot. 2 flashes, 4 outs to kill a support and get nothing.
Yeah, no objective, no turret. They have control over the Herald, though. I think that over the extended play, it's working out for them, but that's mostly because RRQ, they're going for this play. They say, all right, take the control over the Herald. We're going to go for a dive, but they don't get the kill. They will get the turret.
And this is a trait we see very often as well. What does a Herald get you, Kangas? A turret. Yeah, so if we skip the Herald,
It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could even be a turret, Omo.
we just go straight for the turret. We skip the middleman here.
No, that's way less exciting.
It is. It kind of is, especially
See, you
since
can just
they
do
did
that.
the
You can just walk up and auto it once.
bump the turret, still have the Herald. You're good to go. Honestly, Sengoku, they're not in the worst game state right now, though my concern is scaling-wise, the Garen, the Wukong, the Renekton, they will be a bit low on damage. They do have the Ziggs, that's the upside. But Riven, Kha'Zix, these are big
Even the
playmakers
Singed.
for RRQ. Yeah, the Singed as well, right? I'm not big on the late game Singed, but still, the playmaking potential is there.
The thing about the Singed for me is that usually he's not a champion until you have Rylai's.
Yeah.
But once he has Rylai's, I mean, Deadman's, you want the armor against his comp, but also the Leandries, that's when you start to really hurt if you're going for that build, so.
With the M-Tome as well, I think he's
Yeah.
going to be getting that one pretty soon. It's going to be a very scary power spike.
And now it's 3,000 gold deficit for Sengoku. If you were sending energy to Kai earlier, keep it coming. I don't know why you stopped, because he started to fall off a little bit, but he has hit that power spike that you were alluding to.
He's
the
been on
two
it for a
items
while.
on the Renekton.
Yeah, he's been on that power spike for a while now, but RRQ doing such a great job at avoiding the bad matchups that they don't want to take. They've been sending Helios to catch a lot of these dangerous waves, and he is a lot harder to kill.
Kai doesn't want to be in this matchup. He'd rather be up against Devil J still, even though you
He
can
died
die to the
twice.
Riven, even though it might be scarier, you know, at least you can utilize this power spike on the Renekton. Much better than against the Sin. She's just going to flip you and run away if you try and do anything.
Yeah, and this Renekton right now has a lot of damage, but you gotta keep in mind, Kangas, he's gotta be so squishy. No defensive items at this point. Renekton's basically an assassin with these items. You're gonna one-shot someone, but if they catch you out, you're gonna get one-shot too.
I mean, he's got the stasis, so that's all the tank you need, right? You know, you can't take damage if you're in stasis.
Though what I am concerned about is RRQ's team comp yet again has so much poke as well, right? You have this Varus to just poke you out, and once RRQ decides to satisfy it, they dive in. Riven, Singe, Kha'Zix, Exo following up with the Galio as well.
And Marky's getting closer to that Sorel does, which means you're going to be slowing, you're going to have that extra armor
You're gonna be
penetration.
double slow.
Yeah, and does he have it right now? Oh, he has it right now. That's 3-item Varus already. As Exosin tries to get the taunt over the wall. Shield of Durin does not land onto Kai, though.
Yeah, we have a bit of time before the dragon fight. That's going to be an ocean in 15 seconds. Recalls coming in. 3 items picked up now. Devo, J as the death dance. The extra armor we talked about. So vital against Sengoku. And the ignore pain passive too. You don't want to get it bursted out. That's going to help you a lot. Resets to reset the ignore pain. That's very possible given the nature of the team comp that they have to.
I'm going to call it now. Kai doesn't want to be in lane with Devil J anymore. As the Dragon started up by RRQ. Look at the zone control from Helios, but in goes Kai. Flashes into the pit, trying to single out Chaz. If Kai can get this 1-1, that's huge, but he cannot. Meanwhile, the rest of Sengoku, they were trying to follow up, but RRQ, they're too good. Nobody's on Marky this entire fight. The Varus spitting out arrows with a quadra kill and a rampage to Marky.
One misstep from Sengoku, and it's a 5-0 ace coming in from RRQ. Devil J was so low, but he just could not die. And RRQ, eyes on the Baron.
Prime Gaming ace into a Baron call. We have a pause in the game. Not sure the reason for it. Maybe Sengoku, something happened there to lead up to that event. Maybe RRQ just celebrated too hard and threw a phone. You never know with these guys.
We have talked about the RRQ celebrations. There was one game they won where they broke the table they were playing on in their gaming house. And you look at how they celebrate when they win a team fight. It's very believable that they could do that.
That's the craziest story I think I've ever heard when it comes to Wild Rift Esports. I wish I could see the footage. Is there footage of that?
There's footage of it.
Okay, where can I find this footage? And everybody at home.
Oh man, I'm not sure. This is from one of the WCS games, so it might have been a while back. It's somewhere on Facebook. It's somewhere on YouTube.
As RRQ are looking like they're about to 2-0 this series, our mission, our homework, Omo, because this is our last cast of the day, is to go check out where we can find that footage. Maybe share it online, so that way we can take a look at it later on in the event.
We'll put it on the show one of these days. The next game that RRQ wins.
Well, this is what we'll do. We'll have like different RRQ celebrations, and then we have to guess when the celebration was. Was it an icon celebration? Was it during the regular season?
Because of where they're standing or where they're sitting or where they're
but maybe the audience won't know.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
We gotta find that.
Or what we could do is we can just you know, have like a blank image,
Okay.
and you just hear the celebration, and then you have to guess: is it Liberty or is it RRQ?
Yeah. I mean, I love that we're getting Professor Kangas right now with all the quizzes coming out. It's gonna be a pretty hot one.
I did have quizzes already.
Okay.
As there is a pause right now,
no.
so it looks like
I
we
shouldn't
have
have reminded you.
We have a slight respite right now in this game too here while we sort out the pause on stage. It looks like it is on Sengoku's side. So I had a couple of pick and ban stats that I wanted to prep for Omo that I forgot earlier, and I'm happy he brought up. Omo, there is currently one champion that is still 100% pick and ban as we look at our Coca-Cola pop-off play here. RRQ. Okay, so this is the setup that. Oh yeah. Okay, I actually do want to look at this. Well, we'll get back to the quiz.
Kai just dived too deep in this fight, right? It was a great job from Helios to just zone away Hawk there. He couldn't get into the fight. Rush couldn't get into the fight. They couldn't steal the Baron. But Kai just flashed, dashed, and he wanted too much. And that team fight, the battle lines were not drawn, and it was just dominant from RRQ.
Yeah, if you get in and take down Chaz in that instance, it's worth it. But when you don't take him down, it looks like that. It looks like you went in too deep and the team can't follow you up, and then Marky untouched throughout the entire fight. So that was the play that had just happened right before this pause. If you're just joining us now, that is why we are currently seeing the players on stage rather than the gameplay itself.
Yes.
So with the play gone,
Oh, man.
let's get
All
back
right.
to the quiz.
Yes.
I'm ready for this. I'm
Okay.
excited. So these are all going to be pickman related,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah,
because
of course.
that's something I'm always interested in. When you look at play-ins compared to group stage, is the meta going to shift? Is there a different priority from the top teams compared to the 2nd through 4th seed of these regions? What champion, even still today, I've been keeping track, 100%
I know.
pick ban
I think I know this
percentage.
one.
The only champion remaining in all of Icons that
Corki.
is still at 100%. You vote Corki.
I locked it in. Final answer.
You lock in Corki. Final answer.
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
No way!
Corki is close.
Ziggs then.
Out of all the games played, Corki has not been played, I believe, 5 times.
Oh no, is it Ziggs then?
But also, Corki has not been banned nearly as much.
Yeah,
100%
that's true.
pick and ban.
It's Ziggs.
100% presence.
It's Ziggs.
It's
I know I
karma.
messed up. What?
It is
Really?
Karma at 100% pick and ban presence.
Okay, but that's like 99% bans, right? So that's why I didn't
Yeah,
think
it's
about
mostly
that
banned.
one.
Yeah, Karma's not been played for
At
most
all.
of the tournament because she's banned more often. I
Man.
know that you were thinking Corki because Corki is the most picked champion.
Yeah.
I guess. He has been played a total of 30 times going into the day, and I believe he's been played in every game so far today. So what,
Yes.
that's 34 games now that
man.
he has been played, but that he hasn't been banned nearly as much.
I was so confident as well, but I have like the object permanence of like a monkey, where if I don't see a champion, I forget it exists, and that's what happened with Karma. Just banned every game.
Yeah. It's fun to keep track of all the stats there.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like RRQ are having some fun
They
during
always
this
do.
tech pause. Helios. I don't know. Okay, I wish we could know what they were saying, but I actually have. We got a treat here, Omo.
Yeah.
Because you know earlier we saw them maybe beatboxing.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
We have that?
We got the audio.
Let's go.
So, okay, before we film more with my quizzes, let's actually hear from RRQ. These players, they're so expressive because they were beatboxing earlier, and I want to take a look at it.
Putang ina, puro lawin yung microphone.
Bawat ano bang kinakain mo sa iyong pinggan? Ba't di mo na lang
Hey,
tikman
hey,
at tikman
hey,
sa
hey,
kusong
hey,
ang manghang-hang. Hanghang.
Game na. Pause, drop. Jax.
that was really good. That was genuinely good.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I love how quickly they refocused too. It was like legitimately good beatboxing straight into no. All right,
Oh,
focus.
okay.
Oh, and now we're
Okay,
back in
well,
the game.
We're
Perfect
back to a
timing.
clean ace here. That gives me the time to talk about one little detail I noticed about the beatboxing clearly.
Yeah?
Did you notice how it was all the young guns beatboxing? It was good. But Coach Kaigu, as well as Exosin, the veterans here, they were cool as a cucumber. They were focused.
That's the good balance that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you want the younger players to have the confidence, but the older players to reel them back in. You know, back ground them. Not in like the parent sense, but like in the It's good to stay grounded, everybody. As we are back into the game, and it looks like we have another pause, unfortunately. So maybe the issue wasn't sorted out. Maybe another issue has come in. Either way, hopefully we can get through this quickly because this is looking like a 6-0 to the WCS over the WJC.
And to one team as well, to the same
Yep.
team every game. you gotta be beating yourself up a little bit. You might be thinking, maybe if we played against a different team, maybe not RRQ, we could win those games. Because genuinely, Sengoku had some moments where they looked really good in this series. They just messed up once or twice, and the killer instinct, the decisiveness from RRQ just punishes.
And it's especially rough for the...
Come on.
He's
Okay.
controlling the camera. Wait a minute. He's
Love
swiping.
that.
I don't know. There we go. Swipe up. What does swipe up mean?
Oh.
We got some.
He's playing.
the
Maki's not playing the
techniques.
Zad though. He's not playing the Shen. He's not playing the Zad.
What were those hand signs?
Naruto.
Well, but they weren't actually. He was just kind of mashing his hands together.
Yeah, you know, I don't watch Naruto. I've never seen Naruto, and I mash my hands together like that too.
Wait, that was actually amazing. I
Yeah.
love the creativity. We're in a pause, and you're not supposed to talk about the game. You're not supposed to strategize in these moments.
You know they're
obviously.
not.
You know they're not. You know that they're just calm, cool,
Yeah.
having fun. This is what you want to see on the international stage. They're winning, they're dominating, and they're enjoying themselves doing it.
They always enjoy themselves, and as a viewer, you can't help but
He's
enjoy
still
it too. You know, you're not supposed to strategize during the tech pauses, but I can tell you, from what I heard, we love you too, Maki. I can tell you from what I heard from the RRQ coaches, that they're not strategizing in game 2. When the team fight starts, all they say is, look at me, go, and screams.
Oh, wait, the camera's moving now.
Exo's chilling.
He's, again, the older guns, you
Yeah.
know? He's like, I don't need all this energy.
Love how cool he is.
I gotta conserve my energy. Us boomers, Homo. I don't. You're in this pool
What
with
did I
me
get
also,
dragged
because
in
I
here?
learned recently we're the same age. Us boomers, we need
1
more
year
time.
difference.
We need more time to, recover. Playing a game of Wild Rift takes a lot out of us.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. We're actually a boomer cast today because the Zoomers on here, Gretton and TJ.
Uh-huh.
They're the youngest, I believe.
They are, and they
And
act
Hells,
like
but
the
Hells is
oldest.
here.
It's actually hilarious. Hells is actually the youngest on the bracket. But we probably shouldn't be leaking all this information out to everybody publicly. So rather than us talking as we're waiting for the tech pause to fill out, we actually have a couple of sound bites from the players themselves. So let's hear X's and thoughts on the match before coming into it.
Hi, I'm Eric Alan Gubatan. My IGN is Exosen, and I'm the captain and support for Team RRQ. We felt very excited because we already make it out of the play-ins. In our heads, we just need to focus to make it out of the groups. Yeah, we were thinking like we were at least top 8 for this tournament. We need to be in the middle. No need to be excited or do extra things to win. We just need to play smart. For me, it's my very long time goal to be here again on the big stage and to be able to play with other teams from other region. We are excited to show the talents of the Filipino teams. Thank you sa lahat ng fans namin yun sa Pilipinas. Keep on supporting us. Tatas namin yung bandera ng Pilipinas. We're gonna make the Philippines proud.
And I'd argue they already have made the Philippines proud. Not just from the performance on the Rift, but the attitude as well. Exos in there, the player that we saw on stage, being calm, being very reserved, and you can see in there, more animated going into the match, just saying, look, it's about proving ourselves. It's about proving our region. And it's about proving our skills as players.
I love how Maki's the only one with energy left. Everyone else on the side of RRQ is just like gassed out. It's like, kids, it's nap time. But Maki is still going.
What's he trying to write? Is he trying to write
Spoilers.
something? Oh wait, we can see their phones. Are they getting into it? Oh no.
No, he reloaded it and then paused.
Unfortunate.
He's just entertaining
What
himself.
is he
I
trying
love
to
it.
communicate? Okay.
Yeah, he's doing that.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
I gotta say,
Is he coming? Are we coming back?
he's doing good directions. His calls are good right now.
This is not verbal. Like
Yeah.
there's no words being communicated to this little camera.
You know,
this
and
is the most adorable like Pixar moment right now. This could be in a cartoon. This could be in like the family blockbuster of the summer.
and this just encapsulates how RRQ plays in game as well. No words. They don't decide what to do in game. They don't say, let's do this, this, this.
Really?
They just, that's exactly what they do. They just scream, let's go. And they still operate like a well-oiled machine. That's exactly what Maki's doing. That's exactly what RRQ does.
Well, now I just want to hear their comms, honestly.
No, it's just screaming.
Yeah, it's just screaming?
I think you can hear as well right now if you take off one side of your headphones. When they win a fight,
all right,
we'll hear RRQ just scream.
That's a new challenge that I'm going to have. I'm going to cast the rest of this with only one headphone on my left ear. My right ear is going to be open. So I'm hoping that I can actually hear RRQ from the stage as we are back into the game. The pauses have been sorted out, hopefully for good. But to catch up, 10,000 gold lead for RRQ.
Very dominant game 2 here from Rex, Regum, Qeon. When you see Shelly get spawned in base, it's always a bit sad, but here we go.
Big engage coming in from Sengoku Gaming. This could be a massive turnaround for them as they catch out Chaz.
Oh my god!
RRQ with a big shade of corruption! Marky! Chaining these arrows together with a double kill. Helios wants some of that action as well.
Wanted the
Flashing in, going for Marky's second quadrant. That's a triple. Can they take down Kai in his own base? Locked down, and it's taken by Devil J. But the 6-0 WCS versus WJC continues as they dominate Sengoku. RRQ with the series win.
I love RRQ, Kangas. I love him in game. I love him out of game. And Marky there doing the bow and arrow at the end. You thought you had Chaz. Turns out Chaz didn't even need to come back from the pause, and Marky cleans house.
The synergy of the heart on stage as well.
It wasn't a good heart, though. It's kind of out of shape.
An attempt was made.
Yes.
And we credit that as now RRQ go over to their opposition, giving some fist bumps. There is still an opportunity, a potential for Sengoku to get revenge against RRQ, depending on what happens else. They have 2 lives. The beatboxing continues. This victory belongs to RRQ.
And I love how much this team enjoys the game as well. Credits to Sengoku. Despite the loss, they had some good moments there. If they played against a team not called RRQ, who Kangas, I might say is the best non-WRL team. RRQ. If they played against any other team, Sengoku might have taken it. But RRQ just look on a different level right now.
The Filipino team, the Filipino pride, with their celebration well earned after a 2-0. And I look over to my corner, I see Riku dancing right now. I'm sure Mika's following up as well over at the analyst desk, which we'll hear from
fans
shortly.
as well at home.
Yes.
They gotta be loving this right now. Actually, I take that back. I remember that Team Flash exists. Remember what I said about my object permeance non-existing?
Yes!
So Team Flash and then RRQ might be the best non-WRL teams here at Icons.
And we haven't seen Team Flash play yet. They're always that one looming in the corner behind FPX as like who's going to be favorites at the tournament. RRQ having a really strong argument that maybe they should be in that conversation too. Let's hear what Mika and the analysts think about that one, because a 2-0 to the Philippines, that ain't too bad to start off the group stages.
It is not bad at all, of course, and I think the team shown in more ways than one throughout that whole series, definitely. But we have to shout out Marky, really shown throughout this series. Also in more ways than one, I would say, Hells. But you wanted to point out this Varus pick, especially towards the very end.
I mean, do I even need to point it out? We all saw that last team fight. That was insane. I want to do a quick game. How much damage did he do? All right, who's gonna get the close? I'm gonna guess first. I would guess 35,000 damage.
I would say 30,000.
I was gonna guess 35 as well. Now I feel pressured to be like in the middle of both of you, but I'm gonna say a little bit higher. I'm gonna say around 37.
Oh,
37.
That's gonna be hard for me to be right, but yeah.
We'll see.
He did a lot of damage.
I have honestly, I've never seen lethality Varus deal that much damage. Like his arrows were chunking down what, like 70% of Ziggs's HP from full HP? What? How is that even possible? I mean, you're an ADC player, but is that normal? I mean, I've never seen it.
I mean, it's pretty normal when you scale with Varus because you obviously have the tier, you have the Manamune, so you could scale up. And when you get Ghost Blade, when you get Serrated Grudge as well, it means that the arrows are going to slow as well at the same time. And you saw at the end of the team fight. 21
because
okay.
the game was over in 15 minutes. That is why.
Had it gone longer, we got too excited.
I'm just saying, I got the closest.
excited.
I got the closest. I win.
That's actually true.
And that's crazy, right? Like we saw that much damage, but RRQ was so dominant that they finished the game in 15 minutes. But Sengoku, in my opinion, did a little better in this game regardless because they were changing their approach, right? They got 2 Rift Heralds, they pushed a few turrets. but it was just still not enough. RRQ was the obvious better team right here.
Yeah, and I want to point out like the different styles that RQ can play as well. I
Yeah.
mean, like this game was so different from how they played during Game 1, Stuart. And like, you know, we know this from RQ, that they're capable of being pretty much wild cards
Yeah,
on
exactly,
and
yeah.
in-game and out of the game as well.
Yeah, very, very flexible. I mean, you can see their beatbox skills and everything as well. You know,
Yeah.
they're skillful in-game. They're also skillful out-of-game as well. You know, I think Helios as well, obviously another highlight this game. Not playing the assassin sometimes, but showing that he could play other picks as well. You know, these kind of tanks, mages, like the Singed as well. But Singed is still a playmaker. You know, Singed is still a champion that can look to engage as a playmaker as well, and is really, really strong.
That is right. And coming up next, the #1 seed from EMEA, Team
Yes!
China.
Sorry.
Of course, these guys on the analyst desk right now are very, very excited because it is going to be Team Queso versus J Team Icons 2022. We'll be right back.
Queso proud!